Yo, what is going on today, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today's video is a little bit like yesterday's video, just more well-rounded, more talking about extra stuff, adding more gods into it so you guys can kind of theory craft for yourself. I'm going to be going through all the new items and all the changed items and just talking about who could use them, who I would look to build them on, who do I think would be fun to play with them, because I can only fit so many gods and builds into that first video. This video is going to be a lot more general. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. The patch should already be out. If you guys are not subbed to the channel, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Also, if you are interested, I should be live on Twitch right now, so you guys can go check that out. Or finish this video and then go check that out. That sounds good too. Do it. All right, Vamp Shroud buffs, Blood Soaked and the OG Vamp Shroud. This was abused by the Raijin and Morgan. I think there was one other mage. So I would say Artio, Cab, Maman, now that they fixed Lifesteal on her one, and then Raijin again. I think those four gods would use these items very, very well, but mostly in solo lane, not in mid lane. Fighter's Mask. Don't build this on anyone. You hear me? You build this on anyone, and I'll come find you, because this item is ass. Just build a different item. This item is ass. Protector's Mask, a lot better. Circuit, Fenrir, Naja, and then you can also build it on the magical supports, the mage supports. Hell, Afro, could be fine, Nox. I think those would be the best ones with protectors. Next up, Warlocks. This is now the highest health in the game. I'm thinking on gods like Hades, Zhong, Chang'e, even if you try to build her a little bit more battle mage, I think they would all be very, very good with it. You can also try it on some guardians like Sobek, Xingqian, and I think they'd be very good with it, but this is an item I think that they would be better with. Charon, Yorm, Xingqian, all very good with E-Staff. I think this item is absolutely busted, and I'm going to be building it a ton just because it's so insane. Next up, Cannoneers. I am not trolling when I say I am building this if I want to win on every single god and every single support. If I really want to win that game. Like, if I'm not testing something else, I will be building this item because it is busted first item in support. And even in solo lane, I think it could be really good. Erendite, I think is more of like a weird item for hunters. You could see like AMC, you could see Bog, you could see Danzaburo. Do I think it's going to be great with them? I don't know. Like, I think Duality is just a better item than it, but maybe just because it gives you that extra 10% cooldown early, instead of going Jotun's Hydras or Jotun's Crusher, you can go Jotun's Erendite. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm like coin flippy on this one. Fail not. 3 gods immediately jump out to me for purchasable on assassins and warriors, and that's Awilix, Mercury, and Nemesis. Being able to ult somebody and then just crit them down while also getting cooldown, I think it's going to be very good. And now on to the new items. First one is Hastened Fatalis, and this one, it's just hard to say anything outside of Hunters, and then Kronos, Kali, Freya. Those are the ones that stick out to me the most. I don't think this is a first or second item. I think it's a third item type of spot, or like a 6th item. It spikes very weird. It spikes very, very weird. Next up is Ichabod. Another one that I think is a little weird. I would say on like Erlang and Osiris in the jungle could use it really well. And then maybe on her and Heim in ADC, because they want to kind of bully out that lane. Dan's is another one, but man, I'm a little iffy on the Ichabod. And then I think you should try to build this into like Freya to try to actually have trading potential into her, or Kronos. Next up, Stone Cutting Sword. First god that comes to mind is Erlang. The second god is Arachne. Arachne used to be very, very good with this item. And with how bad she is, I think this could kind of put her into a decent spot, especially with like the Erlang build of just going like Mannequin, Stone Cutting, Ichabod. A lot of items that make it so it's just hard to trade into you. I think it could feel really good. Hecate, just the magical ADCs. Kronos, Freya, Sol, Olorun. I would try it on all of them. I do think Freya is going to be best with it, but I think the other gods could use it pretty well too. One that I'm low-key really excited for is the return of Ansile, because they shifted it from like an assassin hybrid item to a dive magical tank item, which I think it works actually really well with that. If you're playing like Tier and you ult or blink onto the enemy mid laner, or if you're playing a blink Vamana and then you also have the Ansile proc, it's very awkward trying to get away from that. And also, if you're playing something like Fenrir or Naja or Pele and you're diving the enemy and they just have a lot of magical damage, Ansile is going to be able to mess them up a little bit too. The next item that's returning is Nemean Lion. This is a Bellona item through and through. I think Bellona, Osiris, and then maybe something like Vamana also could be very good with this item. It's kind of gods that are missing a little bit of damage, which is Bellona. Vamana isn't really missing damage, so it feels a little weird. I think Nemean's going to be a bit overrated. 15% basic attack damage is good. if the enemy's building crit, and if you're kind of going for like a Kins build, you kind of will still shred them if you have the pen for it. You'll still lifesteal more than that damage will actually be doing. It just kind of switches up how you have to play into that god a little bit, which can be good for some characters like Bellona. Shield of the Phoenix. Now this can be built by physicals and magicals alike. For the physicals, it's very easy. Arthur, Cucullin. For magicals though, Artio, Cabrakan, Serb become very, very difficult characters to 1v1 into. I think the addition of Shield of the Phoenix makes Tainted even a little bit better because of how much healing is going to be in solo lane. And I think it makes gods like Serb very, very strong in solo lane with like a Tainted into Shield of the Phoenix because of how much damage you're going to be, or so much healing you're going to be taking from them, and then healing you're going to have on yourself. So Shield of the Phoenix, I think, is going to be crazy in solo lane. And then the last new item, Shifter Shield. And this is the one that I think is going to be the best in terms of how good it is addition to the game. I think this item is statted out of its mind. Mid laners building it. I think solos can build it. Supports can. Jungles can. Extra health, so 300 health, good protections, good HP 5. And then the passive is actually in a useful spot. 30 physical power, 45 magical power is a lot when you're above 75% health. And if you're looking to get bursted, the extra 20 protections do a lot. So I think Shifter Shield is going to be crazy good. The only thing I will say about this is nearly every tank and a lot of mages I think could try this. I have nothing specific for this, like just off the dome. Zhong, Hades, I think can be very good with this. Sobek, Xingchen can be very good with this. Even junglers like Fenrir can be very, very good with this. So with that, some ideas for each of these, kind of mess around, see how they go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.